Today's video, I want to show you guys how to change the color of a jacket using the chroma warper and a power window. So here's our shot. We have two subjects in it. And if we shut our color off, you can see both of them had red on. So you might have to change something creatively. And I did this with the power window and the chroma warper. So let's reset this node. First node here is just doing a little black level change to make it look a little nicer. So with the basic brand new node here, what I did was go to our power windows right in the middle, and it shows our curve tool. What we're going to do is outline our subject here, and then we'll track it and make any adjustments based on the movement. So we can go a little bit wider than our subject and keep in mind that they might move during the shot. We're going to go fairly tight, but give ourselves a little bit of room to adjust if needed. So now that our window is closed up, we're going to click on our tracking tab here, which is right next to it in the middle. It's already ready to track this window. I'm going to leave everything in default as far as pan, tilt, and zoom. And I'm just going to go ahead and track it. It's going to put all these data point markers on our subject. And now that it's tracked, we can see the first frame here. We're starting to get into the bottom of the jacket here. So we can adjust this per frame. What we can do is stay in our tracker. Right now we're in clip mode right here. We're going to click on frame, and this will let us adjust this window, any portion of it per frame. So if we slide over to our power window up here, if I hit shift, you can see our cursor gets a little box around it. I can actually click and drag multiple and then move these over. And now that'll keep that. And I'll just use my arrow key here to slide forward. I'm just keeping an eye on the distance between the two actors here. Here's another spot where we're starting to get in on this other person's elbow. So we'll slide these over a little. And if we arrow backwards, you can see our window's now moving. So I might pull this one in just a little more. And since we're primarily only really concerned with the jacket, I'm not too worried if earlier in the shot the window crossed over her hand. Although if it's a problem, we can always adjust it. So that looks pretty good. Pretty happy with that track. And then here's where I was saying her hand's kind of floating outside the window, but that's okay. If we wanted to grab those, we can, but otherwise we'll see if it's a problem. So I'll go back to the start of the shot. And what I did was, next up in the order of operations, I went to the color warper. And what you can do is your cursor turns into an eyedropper. I'm going to click the color. It adds a dot down here in the color warper, and then I'm going to drag it to whatever color I'm looking for. And as you go in the middle, you get a little less saturated. And as you can see, if we go too far, that window becomes apparent because we're going closer towards neutral. Whereas if we went further out on the edges here, that actually isolates it to just the color. And if we go towards the middle, it's actually going to start messing with the window, and you can see the skin changes color too. So we want it more over here where the skin tone isn't being affected and we're just kind of getting a change in the outfit. Maybe we'll go something like that. So now if we go full screen and I go on and off on that node, we can see the surrounding skin tone and the other colors aren't being affected, even the coffee cup here. And then if we play, it looks pretty natural. But that's how we can isolate that color shift to just that window. Color warper works pretty well for that, and a power window to isolate it to just the subject. All right, I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video.